Hello, I'm Tommy Chriszt. I'm 17 and I attend Harrison High School in Georgia. I'm here to ask my dad a few questions about his work. Thank you for doing this.
Absolutely.
First question, where do you work?
I work at the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta. It's a part of the Federal Reserve System. And you've probably heard of that, the Federal Reserve, if you've taken any economics classes. If you haven't, the Federal Reserve is the nation's central bank, and our job is basically to keep the economy and the financial system operating as best we can within the rules that the rules and the tools that Congress has given us.
Okay. What is your job?
I am currently the head of the Atlanta Fed's Public Affairs Department. That is basically all of the outreach and communications functions of the bank are handled by our team. I'm lucky to lead a group of extraordinarily talented individuals that work on media relations, government relations, writers, editors, knowledge information specialists, archivists, anything that deals with communications and outreach. Most especially our economic education team, whose job it is to help teachers how to teach economics. That is also part of my team in public affairs.
Okay. What education skills do you need for your job?
Well, I started out in economics. I think that having a background in economics helps, but more importantly in public affairs, it's outreach, it's communications, it's being able to write well, being able to discuss and share ideas with your colleagues and with the public. I think those communication skills are really, really important.
How has the Fed been affected by the pandemic?
Very, very much. That has changed the way that we do things, just focusing on public affairs, for example. We learned as an institution in the last financial crisis in 2007, 2008, that it was important that as an institution we act boldly and decisively to address problems that happen in the economy. We're doing exactly that. We're using the tools and the authority that Congress has given us to try to keep the economy open, keep the financial system safe. We're working with businesses and local governments, national government, and just getting out there and talking to people, trying to learn about their experiences so it could help us do our job better, and the things we learn we could share with other public policy makers so they can craft policies to help us through this crisis.
Okay. What advice would you give high school students that might be interested in working with the bank?
A couple of things. One, I mentioned earlier, communication skills are so important. Being able, like you're doing now, have a conversation with somebody about current events is so important. Work on your writing skills. This is something that's also important. And whatever you choose to do, you always hear this, it sounds kind of cliche, do your best, but it really makes you feel good inside to improve everything that you touch. So work as hard as you can on whatever project you're working on, because you feel better for it and you learn more from doing it that way.
What are the best job opportunities in the next 5 to 10 years?
The best job opportunities in the next 5 years? You mean broadly throughout the economy? Anything to do with STEM, you've heard about those jobs. There's also so many jobs out there, we call them opportunity occupations, where you don't need a college degree to actually earn good money and have a great career. There's things on the Atlanta Fed, information on the Atlanta Fed's website that talks about these opportunity occupations. So many jobs that are out there for whatever you're interested in. Once we get through this crisis and the economy gets back on its feet, those opportunities are going to be there.
Do you have any final thoughts?
Any final thoughts? You should always listen to your father, number one. Listen to your parents, listen to your teachers. And just, I think the most important thing is whatever you choose to do with your career, pick out something that you love, something that you're passionate about. If you have that, you're going to be successful. And the only other piece of advice that I would give to you is to make sure you get the grass cut today, because it's looking kind of long.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.